Tesla is actually one of Britain or England's fastest growing power companies. And people have not realized that Tesla is, well, they don't just sell cars. I mean, the media always talk about how many cars did Tesla deliver? What did Elon Musk say? Rah, rah, rah. Stuff that I don't think is really all that consequential to the success of this company. Tesla is actually one of the most powerful and fastest moving electricity companies in the UK, and it's planning on pulling off similar feats across numerous countries all around the world. Hello, my friends. Welcome to the channel. I'm Sam Evans. You're watching the Electric Viking. Great to have you with us. If you'd like to become a YouTube member, I will be doing a series of videos over the next few months on where I think the best investment opportunities are. I'll put a link in the description below. The UK government wants to decarbonise by the end of the decade, right? They want to have an electricity grid free of fossil fuels completely. Tesla is actually going to help that happen. Tesla is obviously known as a car company. However, they are a major player in Britain's renewable energy market. It has become one of the UK's biggest providers of home power packs used by eco-conscious households, as well as the enormous grid-scale batteries called megapacks that are used to store excess electricity generated by wind and solar. However, this is only the start. Tesla has been developing plans to launch a fully fledged household energy provider in the UK. So it will be an electricity supplier in the UK. It has considered installing solar panels and heat pumps as part of a mission to get houses off gas. Now, Tesla believe that their energy business will ultimately surpass their automotive operations. That's what they've actually said. And it does appear that that's very likely. If you look at Tesla's growth, EV sales, car sales last year didn't grow. They went down by a couple of percent, but its energy division, as in batteries, installation of megapacks, installation of home power walls, those absolutely skyrocketed. And something that Tesla's not really mentioning is that in many of their new supercharger locations, they are installing megapack batteries. And this will enable them to not only be a petrol station or a new gas station, it'll also enable them to sell electricity back to the grid when electricity is expensive and when Tesla doesn't need it. Tesla can basically operate these batteries in real time, just instantly based on demand, and decide based on future weather patterns, time of day, time of the week, etc., how it will operate, if it will sell to the market or if it will bring power back in. Now, you might think this is all unlikely, right? Tesla sold $20 billion worth of cars in the third quarter of 2024, but sales of solar roofs and batteries were just 2.4 billion. However, Tesla have signed some enormous contracts. And it looks to me like it is very likely within the next 5 years, Tesla's energy division will overtake its car sales division. Sales of the company's electric cars have fallen slightly in 2024. The energy business has grown by more than 50%. Crucially for shareholders, the energy division's profit margins are much higher than its profit margins on selling vehicles. And from preliminary data we have so far, it looks as though Tesla actually more than doubled its battery installations in 2024 versus 2023. Tesla are close to opening a second factory based in Shanghai for their megapack grid batteries. I believe it's actually opened, and that will help them to sell a lot more batteries. Apparently there is a 2-year delay. So if you want to order Tesla batteries from them now, there's a 2-year delay. That could change with this new megapack factory opening. Now, these new megapacks are being often installed as part of the grid, and they help smooth out demand on the grid and ease reliance on fossil fuels. I mean, we are wasting hundreds of billions of dollars every year worldwide in curtailing renewable energy, just not using it, getting rid of it, basically wasting it. And these new batteries will just simply store that wasted electricity and send it back into the grid when it's needed. It's really a perfect solution. Now, apparently Tesla have said that they are producing megapacks at an annual rate of 40 gigawatt hours. That's enough to power 15,000 UK houses for a year. But this will grow to multiple terawatt hours, which is thousands of gigawatt hours. According to research company Modo Energy, Tesla became Britain's biggest supplier of grid batteries last year. It accounts for around a quarter of the grid scale storage in the UK, including the country's 2 biggest installations. In Buckinghamshire and Essex are 2 of the biggest batteries in Europe, and Tesla owns both of them. Accounts for Tesla's British subsidiary showed revenues from energy installations of £336 million in 2023, double the previous year. That's a lot of money. The batteries employ a software program called AutoBidder that uses artificial intelligence to automatically trade electricity in a way that maximizes profits for battery owners, an advantage that allows it to compete against cheaper Chinese competitors. According to Moto's Zach Jennings, grid-scale battery storage is expected to increase tenfold by 2050, according to the National Energy Systems operator. Experts are now saying that around 50% of the world's power will be generated from solar panels by 2035. But all of that will just be, I mean, not all of it, but a huge percentage of that will just be wasted without all these megapack batteries. So if these projections hold true and this amount of solar is built out, then the world is going to need an insane amount of batteries. Of course, Tesla doesn't actually manufacture the batteries themselves. It buys those batteries from its supplier CATL and repackages them into megapacks. But Tesla's software is the best in the world, and that's why battery companies, and not just battery companies, but also grid, electricity suppliers, and electricity suppliers themselves are paying Tesla for their premium prices. Everyone is expecting Tesla's growth curve to continue, said Jennings. A crackdown on Chinese suppliers such as battery giant CATL, Tesla's biggest rival in the space, will boost demand for the company's megapacks. Although Tesla itself does buy its cells from CATL, its product for the end user is quite different. I think people don't understand how much demand there will be for storage, said Musk to investors earlier in 2024. The people, I think, are underestimating this demand by an order of magnitude. Now, I agree. I think that's correct. At the smaller end of the battery market, Tesla is also a major player in residential power packs, used to keep the lights on during power outages or store electricity from solar panels. And one of the big advantages that Tesla's Powerwalls have is they have an inbuilt inverter in them. So that means that when you get your solar system installed, you don't need to purchase an inverter. It comes pre-built in the actual battery itself. Usage of home batteries in Britain has exploded in recent years. The standards organization MCS has recorded a 400% increase in installations in 2024 to 18,245, although that only covers a portion of the market. Earlier this year, Octopus, the UK's largest energy provider, said it would start installing Tesla Powerwalls. Tesla has also floated extending solar panel installations to the UK, although progress has been slow. In 2016, the company unveiled a revolutionary solar roof that integrated solar cells into roof tiles themselves, doing away with the need for traditional panels or traditional tiles or shingles. However, installations in the US cost significantly more than regular solar panels, where costs have plummeted thanks to Chinese production of those panels. Tesla's boss said in 2017 that he expected solar tiles to arrive in Britain the following year, but that still hasn't happened. So I wouldn't bet on that happening. All of this is well and good, but it underscores the fact that Tesla last year planned to take on the likes of Octopus and British Gas by launching its own energy supplier called Tesla Electric. Tesla job adverts have stated that the company wishes to support the transition of the entire electricity grid to 100% renewables, and the customers who own Tesla Powerwalls can benefit from a virtual power plant in which they sell electricity back to the grid during peak hours, which eliminates the need to fire up gas plants. The company already operates a similar scheme in Texas, whose energy supplies are cut off from much of the US national grid. Progress on launching a supplier, though, has been slow. Tesla is yet to secure an electricity provider license from Ofgem, but has continued to hire staff for the project and reportedly remains committed to launching as a UK provider. It appears to me that it's just a matter of the paperwork. It's a formality. A plan to allow electric car owners to use their vehicles as residential batteries would vastly expand the number of potential customers. This would be a game changer, and Tesla doesn't offer this yet. Vehicle-to-grid technology is currently in its infancy in Britain and Australia and everywhere else in the world, but Europe wants it, the UK wants it, and Tesla say that they had planned on bringing it out in 2025. Now, it hasn't happened yet, but it could. The batteries in a long-range Tesla Model 3 are more than 5 times the size of Tesla's Powerwall, and more than 150,000 of its cars are on the road. Now, you might be thinking to yourself, well, Teslas don't have vehicle-to-grid, but you'd be wrong. They actually do have the capacity. Tesla just hasn't turned it on. Engineers in Europe have analyzed these cars and discovered they are capable of vehicle to grid. At an investor event last year, Drew Baglino, Tesla's head of energy engineering, waxed lyrical about the potential of heat pumps, the electric powered devices that capture thermal energy from outside a house and move it inside for hot water and central heating. Baglino said that Tesla already used them in its factories and cars, and that they would be needed to displace all the fossil fuel heating in the homes, business, and industry that we can. Musk then said that Tesla itself might make a heat pump for a home. So the idea would be you purchase a heat pump, you purchase your new power wall and your new Tesla, and it's all integrated into your home. And that's what Tesla is angling for. However, one big problem here. Heat pump installations in Britain, despite big subsidies, have been well below government targets, with consumers unconvinced by the high costs and uncertain performance compared to gas-fired boilers, which are incredibly old school. That was also true of electric cars before Tesla came along and popularized them. I believe what Tesla is doing in the UK is sort of like a pilot model here, a pilot test. Tesla plans to become one of the UK's largest electricity retailers. Clearly, that is part of their goal here. That is what they're angling for from various angles. That's what they're going for. And the only question here is not will they do it, but how big will it become? And how many other countries will Tesla plan on deploying a similar network as well? Now, I understand there's a lot of angst at this point in time about Elon Musk, to do with Tesla, but ultimately here, we should remember that we want to support these sort of initiatives because companies like this are not supplying energy for, that energy is not coming, right? It's not coming from burning gas. It's not coming from coal. It's not coming from any source of fossil fuels. This is purely a renewable energy transition, and it will reduce costs. It will reduce costs. There's an intermediate point where it doesn't, but there will reduce costs for everyone in the long term. And it's also going to make the planet a much better place to live.